Alright, so this is Cajun Catfish, and I wanted to make a video here as a follow-up to my last Russian ammo ban or sanctions video, because I've been getting a lot of questions both on YouTube and in real life from customers about what they should do in response to this sanction, basically a sanctioned ban. It's really a ban if you really look at it in the context of it and the political rhetoric that occurred before the elections of 2020, but that's not really what this is about. Basically, people are wondering, and I mean I have been too, about what you should do or how you should react to this ban. Well, I've had some customers come to me who mostly own something chambered in this rifle right here. This is a Fine Group Vepr FM 47-11. It's a fixed stock version of Vepr's, or well, Molot's AK version that they import to the United States, or used to before they were sanctioned, just like ammo was here recently. This is a fixed stock version of their RPK 203, really, I guess you could say, and it has a 16-inch barrel instead of the normal 23-inch barrel, and it is semi-automatic only. Here it has some Soviet wood furniture and a Bakelite magazine, but that doesn't really matter. Either way, it is a very high quality Russian Molot built AK, factory built. It's not a kit build. So this has been one of the most reliable AKs I've ever owned, and I've owned a lot of shitty AKs too, so that'll tell you something. But this is in 7.62x39. If you already own a 7.62x39, please don't sell it. It's really too early to do that, and even if Russian ammo is completely banned forever and it will never be imported from there again, which is probably likely, to be fair, this is a caliber where there are millions and millions of firearms chambered for it. There will be ammunition produced to fill the demand. There are way too many AK variants, SKSs, hell, Ruger Americans, Ruger Mini 30s, CZs. I mean, there are just so many damn guns chambered in this caliber that it's not going to go away. Yeah, it probably won't be as cheap as it used to be, but it's definitely going to be there. It is not going to disappear. Now, even though the Russian ammo is going away and maybe it won't be as cheap, it will still be there. So I really would hold on to your guns in this caliber, because it is still, I mean, it fills a niche or a purpose that cannot really be filled by anything else. I mean, yeah, there's 300 Blackout, but that's kind of a meme, and it's really more of an AR cartridge, and it really shines in subsonic use, which, hell, I mean, you could use subsonic 7.62x39 in an AK too, so I mean, there you go. I just really, an intermediate 30 caliber cartridge, supersonic, nothing really beats a 7.62x39. So if you're really worried about the future of that, I wouldn't be. It is going to be okay. There are plenty of other countries and factories, both in the United States and elsewhere, that produce this caliber to where it will be okay. Now, the one that is really kind of screwed is 5.45x39, the AK-74's caliber. I have been shooting 5.45 and owning AK-74s for quite some time. But it is now, we're in this situation where not only are there no real AK-74 imports, but there is also now going to be the fact that the sole source of 5.45x39 ammo for the AK-74 has been cut off. Russia really was the only one who provided us ammo for these types of guns, whether they were Bulgarian AK-74s or Russian AK-74s or Romanian variants and 545 like the SAR-2 and the WUM-2 and whatnot. So this is really going to get hard. Now, if you already have quite a big stash of 545, then you're going to be okay. I mean, and I'm talking like 10 to 15,000 rounds or more. This really, I mean, it certainly still sucks, but you're going to be okay. But if you have less than that and you own one of these rifles, then, I mean, yeah, you're going to be kind of fucked. Like my friend Michiko has said, that this is probably going to end up about in the same tier as 5.7 FN. Whenever you see a case, you should just buy it because, you know, this is not going to be a common caliber in the future. Now, I really hope I'm wrong on that. I hope that it is going to be more common and not so pricey, but I have a feeling that it is going to be an expensive caliber, and you're going to have to look for it and pay dearly for it. So if you don't already own a whole bunch of 545 ammo stored aside, I would not bother even buying an AK-74. And if you already own an AK-74, I wouldn't sell it. I really wouldn't just yet. This is way early in this whole thing to be just dumping out of it and just, you know, cashing out. I've seen some people, and I know some people in real life, customers and otherwise, who are going ahead and just selling their AK-74s, their 545s at a fire sale price. And I really think that that is a mistake because we don't know what is going to happen yet. I really think that there are enough AK-74s, 545s in the world, well, really, in the United States, that we'll see enough of it to be able to make it a viable caliber. It just won't be as viable as 7.62 by 39 or 5.56. So if you already own one, I really wouldn't get rid of it. I would hold on to it. These are excellent guns, and 5.45 it is an excellent caliber. Even though, I mean, you can debate whether it's better or worse than 5.56 or 7.62 by 39. But either way, if you already own it, I would keep it. I think it would be a mistake to sell it. If you don't already own it and you are interested in it, I really wouldn't recommend buying it right now. But there is something, if you want that small caliber, high velocity AK itch to be scratched, there are a few options. And right here we're looking at an FB Radom Polish Baril and 5.56 by 45 millimeter. This is my personal one. Right now it still has kind of a standard KVAR type stock on it, but it is about to be replaced by a Baril military surplus folding stock. And there are also, you know, collapsible stocks that the Polish military currently uses and has been seen using in Afghanistan. But this has an 18-inch barrel, which is really kind of ideal for 5.56 millimeter. It has 1 9-inch twist, which is pretty dang great for anything from 55 grain or even 50 grain with the all copper bullets up to 62 and more. Although once you get up to like the 70 grain or 75 grain, yeah, this is not geared towards that. But anything from 50 to 62 grain, you're absolutely looking at an excellent barrel here. And there are so many 5.56 loads, defensive loads, that work really well in this rifle. I mean, it kicks the pants off of any 5.45 load. There are very few 5.45 loads that perform very well. I mean, 7 and 6 is good, but I can tell you from personal experience that it does not always tumble or do the whole quote-unquote poison bullet thing. It's not a miracle bullet. So I can tell you that like M193 your, basic 5.56 military load is not any worse than a 5.45 7 and 6. And really, with the loads available nowadays with 5.56, like the 62 grain Spear Gold Dot or Federal Fusion, or there are so many loads now available. My personal favorite is the Barnes TSX 50 grain, and there's also the Hornady 55 grain GMX load. It's really great. I mean, like, it is better than anything you can get in 5.45. So if you want a small caliber, high velocity AK with excellent terminal ballistics, wounding ballistics, then honestly, something like the Beryl M223, or even the SAM-5, which you'll see shortly here on this channel, or the Zastava M90, those are excellent choices for a small caliber, high velocity AK, or something to scratch that AK-74 itch. But today in 2021, late 2021, September, I really wouldn't recommend going with an AK-74 and 5.45x39 unless you have thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of rounds stowed away to use it. So yeah, I mean, I think the future is really 5.56. Although I do think that 7.62x39 is going to be just fine. And really, I mean, it's still the king. You can get loads for 7.62x39 that beat the pants off of 5.56 and 5.45. So if you purely want pure, wound ballistics, then 7.62x39 is still going to be the king. And in general, it's still going to be the king. It is my favorite rifle caliber still. But if you're wanting just, pure cheap ammo, the most popular available, then you're going to want to look at something like the Polish FB Raiden Beryl, or the Bulgarian SAM-5, or even the Zastava M90 and 5.56. We seem to be in an era of 5.56 AKs, and it also seems to be the fact that we are seeing really good ones coming on the market right now. So I would really recommend looking into a 5.56 AK like the Beryl or the M90 or the SAM-5 if you want something like that. If you have an itch for an AK-74, or if you just want an AK in general, really, a 7.62x39, a quality one, even like Wasser or some kind of pre-ban, which, I mean, the Vepers are technically pre-sanctions, but for all intents and purposes, they're pre-ban. But something on the market today like a Zastava ZPAP M70 or a Wasser 10, I would go with one of those. I would really still strongly advise against a US made AK like Palmetto State Army or whatever. They have shown to be quite problematic. So there you go. If you have any of these calibers, I really would recommend against getting rid of them. If you are trying to decide if you want an AK, I think that they're still a viable choice and they're still excellent weapons. But I would look more at the 7.62x39 AKs or the 5.56x45 AKs. Either of those, they have a bright future ahead of them. So, just go ahead and get one, especially an import. I would stay away from US made versions. So, alright, we're going to just sign out here.